Hello again, welcome back. I think one of the things that you have to bear in mind with politics is that you can enjoy watching politics and you can do various things like analyse it and things like that. But ultimately, you can't stick around for the full political cycle, and mainly for your own health more than anything else. You can't follow every political story to its bitter end, because that would just be a waste of your life. So what I like to do is analyse things, and when I'm comfortable with a certain topic, I'll move on. And I think this Ukrainian war is rapidly coming to a conclusion. I'm going to play you a clip in a second from the BBC, and it just goes to show how they're already dividing Ukraine up in terms of metals, etc. There's talk of America going in. There's also talk that Zelensky is going to see Donald Trump on Friday. Donald Trump, of course, seen Macron the other day. He's going to see Starmer tomorrow or something like that. So this is all heating up now, and I think we are moving towards a conclusion. So just how the narrative is starting to change in the media. We're going to play you a clip here from the BBC, and here you are.
On the joint exploitation of Ukraine's mineral resources. Now, the country is rich in oil and gas, as well as raw materials, as this map shows. Full details haven't yet been made public of the deal, but an agreement could be signed later this week and have consequences for the war with Russia. Donald Trump says President Zelensky might travel to the White House this Friday.
Okay, so in some ways you're at a disadvantage to me. You may be, because I've read Trump, the Art of the Deal, so I understand the process that everyone's been having to fall in line for the God Emperor, and he's explained previously in this book the actions carried out in his latest deal, and in this deal, this being the end of the Ukraine war. So I'm glad that if that's going to happen, then that would be the case, an end to the killing, etc. And everyone wants that. So what did Trump actually do? Well, what he did was he shook up the pot, walked over and threw all the pieces into the air. Then said, get on with that. Then he sent across J.D. Vance into Europe. J.D. Vance delivers a speech basically saying to Europe, what are you doing? You're ruining everything, and ideologically your values aren't aligned with ours, and you're encouraging all of this stuff that's going on. That didn't go down very well, but it still shook the pot up. Then he sent across Marco Rubio to Riyadh to discuss things with the Russians. He's obviously already had a chat with Macron, and they were play fighting, etc. in a previous video that I've done. So they seemed very happy with proceedings. No doubt Starmer's going to have his moment in the sun tomorrow, talking to Trump and being very happy and playing his part in being a bridge, although I'm not sure where that bridge was coming from or going to. But it looks as if this is coming to a conclusion and an end to the death. And essentially what you've just witnessed is Donald Trump making that deal. And that's it. When you're looking at the various players involved, let's take a look at Putin. Well, what's Putin wanted? Well, what Putin wants is to take some land, and he's accomplished that. Now, whatever your feelings on that, it's irrelevant. We're looking at this from his perspective and his perspective alone, and from his perspective, he's gained back some of what Mother Russia lost. So really, his tenure, if things play out as they are, will be viewed as a win. So that's incentive enough for these types of men to take their winnings and leave. And a lot of men, both sides have been lost, obviously a lot of death, and so I'm sure that at this stage even Putin would be willing to walk away with a win. when you're looking at Keir Starmer, I think it's just another lesson in his inept failure at trying to be a politician generally. But on a positive note, with the end of this war, the end of the death, that means that humanity has gotten better. Looks like we're going to stop a war. So stopping a war is very good, because that means people's bodies don't get piled one on top of the other for no apparent reason. You also get the annoying realization that President Biden's been sitting there for 4 years telling us about the flavour of ice cream that he appears to like the most, and Trump just swans into office and just sorts this out. And there's a lot of dead people on both sides. One does wonder if there would have been a better president in place, whether this war would have reached this point, but we'll never know that. That's not how history works. So anyway, I do think we've just witnessed, or we're witnessing, just a Trump extravaganza. At the moment, everything that he touches is just turning to gold. That's the honeymoon period. I'm sure at some point in the future he's going to come up against his own difficulties. But, this isn't, I Love Trump channel by any stretch. But, I do like what he's doing in America. And he appears to have brought this war to a conclusion. So I mean, really, there's not that much to moan about. Long may peace in Europe continue.